In this session, we are going to discuss the topics of your 18 Math Dip 131, means the syllabus of your Dip Math syllabus of the M1 here. So in that, the first module we have a complex trigonometry. So in the complex trigonometry, we have the topics complex numbers, definition and properties. So and that modulus and amplitude of the complex number, Argand's diagrams and De Moivre's theorem without a proof. So De Moivre's theorem will be asked only without a proof. We have a problems on the De Moivre's theorem and the statement of the theorem. And the next topic of the module 1 will be vector algebra. So in the vector algebra, we have a scalar and vectors, addition and subtraction and multiplication of the vectors, and dot and cross products of the vectors will be there, and based on there is some simple examples will be solved on the vector algebra here. So here that is the syllabus of the module 1. So in the second module we have the topics, that is a review of successive differentiation, only just a review of successive differentiation, and based on that some examples, and the Maclaurin's series expansion with the examples. Maclaurin's series expansion with the examples, and partial differentiation. In the partial differentiation, we have only the Euler's theorem, and based on that we have a problems only on first order derivatives. There is in some references books, there is a Euler's theorem is also there for the second order derivatives, but we have only the Euler's theorem on first order derivatives only. And next, total derivative of the differentiation of composite functions, and the Jacobians of the order 2. So here also order 2 problems only asked on the Jacobians, and based on there is some problems will be seen in the modulo 2. So that is syllabus of the modulo 2. And come to the modulo 3. In the modulo 3 we have a vector differentiation. So in that we have a topics differentiation of vectors and differentiation of vector functions. In that velocity and acceleration of the particle moving on the curve. Scalar and vector point functions, gradient, divergence, curl and simple problems will be there. And solenoid and irrotational vector fits, and based on that we have some problems here. So that is the syllabus of the modulo 3. So next the modulo 4. In the modulo 4 we have a topic that is integral calculus. So in the integral calculus we have some review of the elementary integral calculus, and then we have a reduction formula of the sin raised to nx and cos raised to nx. Here the derivation of reduction formula of sin raised to nx and cos raised to nx will be there. We have a reduction formula of sin raised to nx and cos raised to nx with a proof. Proof will be asked here. And the reduction formula of sin raised to nx into cos raised to nx will be there, but only the statement is there. Without proof we have a problems and statement of the reduction formula of sin raised to nx and cos raised to nx here, and proof will not be asked here, only we have a statement. And based on that evaluation of these standard limits with the examples will be asked. Based on that there is some examples we have to be solved here. And double and triple integrals of the integration. Double and triple integrals, based on that we have some simple examples. That is syllabus of the modulo 4. So next we have the modulo that is 5th one. In the modulo 5 we have a topic that is ordinary differential equations. Ordinary differential equations. In the ordinary differential equation we have a solution of first order first degree differential equations. First order first degree differential equations. In the first order first degree differential equations we solve the exact differential equations and linear differential equations, and also equations reducible to exact and equation reducible to linear, that is nothing but a Bernoulli's equations. Bernoulli's equation is nothing but reducible to linear. So those are the topics of the modulo 5. So that's your complete syllabus of the modulo, complete syllabus of the Dip Math. So in that I am going to start the first modulo, that is complex number. So I am going to start the modulo 1, that is a complex trigonometry. So complex trigonometry. So the topic I am taking complex number. So directly before coming to the definition, here I have an equation, a quadratic. Here I have a quadratic equation. X square plus 2x plus 2 equal to 0. We have to solve this quadratic equation either by the factorization or by the formula of the x. That is x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So ax square plus bx plus c. As according to this equation, here the value of a equal to 1, b equal to 2, c equal to 2. Just substitute these values here. Minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4 into a into c. 4 into 1, 1, 1 into 2, 8 divided by 2 into a. That is equal to minus 2 plus or minus square root of 4 minus 8 is minus 4 by 2. Here we have see that the value under the root is negative. The value under the root is negative. These kinds of the numbers which are coming under the root, those will be represented by the numbers. Those are called the complex numbers. How to represent it? What is exactly the complex number? So this is how the complex number is started. Now I am coming to the definition of the complex number. A complex number is the denoted by z, that is equal to x plus iy, where x and y are real numbers. Where x and y are real numbers. So when x and y are the real numbers, z equal to x plus iy is called the complex number, where I square equal to minus 1 or I equal to square root of minus 1. So that's why this root of negative value will be considered come under the complex numbers. For example, take the same example here, minus 2 plus or minus square root of minus 4. This can be written as minus 2 plus or minus square root of minus 1 into 4 divided by 2. Minus 1 into 4. Thus that can be taken as root ab equal to root a into root b. This will be applied here. Then it becomes minus 2 plus or minus square root of minus 1 into square root of 4 divided by 2. That is equal to minus 2 plus or minus. We have a representation for the root minus 1 in the form of the complex. I equal to root minus 1. So I into root 4 divided by 2. This one is called the complex number. This one is called complex number. So that is how to represent the number here. Now when z equal to x plus iy is a complex number where I equal to root of minus 1. Here x is called the real part of z, and we write it as re of z equal to x, and y is called the imaginary part of z. Imaginary part of z. So that can be written as Im of z. So that we can written as Im of z here. Here we observe that the complex number can be determined an ordered pair. Suppose z equal to x comma x plus iy is a complex number. Here we determine an ordered pair x comma y. That is an ordered pair of a real number. Ordered pair of the real numbers, in which the first number is real part, second number is an imaginary part. Suppose z equal to x plus iy is a complex number, then we can observe that here this complex number can be determined by an ordered pair x comma y. Suppose x comma y is in your ordered pair, then the complex number becomes z equal to x plus iy. But here the x is real part and y is imaginary part. So that the complex number is determined by this ordered pair, which having a real part x and imaginary part z here. So that is our meaning of the complex number here. Complex number is indicated by the z, and that is having a z equal to x plus iy is called a complex number, where x and y are the real numbers and I is nothing but your square root of -1. Here I mentioned an example to represent the complex number or to write the complex number here. Here the x is called the real part and y is called the imaginary part. There is some notations to represent a real and imaginary part here. So here this complex number is usually, or this complex number is determined by the ordered pair x comma y, where x is a real part and y is an imaginary part of the complex number z. Now I am moving to the addition of the two complex numbers. Addition of two complex numbers here. Suppose z1 equal to a plus ib is a one complex number. z2 equal to c plus id be the any two complex numbers. Suppose z1 and z2 be any two complex numbers. Be any two complex numbers. Then the sum of the two complex number is represented by z1 plus z2. That is defined as z1 plus z2 equal to, add the imaginary part of z1 and real part of z1 and real part of z2, that is a plus c, plus I into imaginary part of z1 plus imaginary part of z2, that is b plus d. So that is the addition of the two complex numbers here. Addition of real part plus I into addition of, or simply addition of imaginary part here. Suppose z1 equal to a plus ib, z2 equal to c plus id, then the sum of those two complex number is equal to a plus c plus I into b plus d. So here there is an example on addition of complex number. Suppose we have a z1 equal to 2 plus I into 3. z2 equal to minus 6 plus I into 5. Then z1 plus z2 equal to z1 plus z2 equal to 2 minus 6 plus I into 3 plus 5, that is equal to 2 minus 6 is minus 4 plus I into 5 plus 3 is 8. That is addition of two complex numbers. So take a one more example. Suppose z1 equal to minus 2 plus 3 into I, z2 equal to 3 minus 5i. Then z1 plus z2 equal to minus 2 plus 3 plus I into 3 minus 5, that is equal to minus 2 plus 3 is 1 plus I into 3 minus 5 is minus 2. So 1 plus minus I into 2 is your addition of the two complex numbers. Clear here? Here symbol of the y will be negative. You have to consider it as 3 plus I into minus 5. Similarly this one also minus 2 plus 3 into I. So that is how to make an addition of the two complex numbers. Now come to the subtraction or difference of two complex numbers. So here also given any two complex numbers, let z1 and z2 be any two complex numbers. Let z1 and z2 be any two complex numbers. Then the difference of z1 minus z2. Then the difference of z1 minus z2 is defined as, where z1 equal to a plus ib, z2 equal to c plus id. Then the difference of z1 minus z2 equal to, if it is z1 minus z2, from the a subtract a c, means a minus c, plus ib minus id, I of b minus d. Similarly, if it is of the form z2 minus z1, then c minus a plus I into d minus b. That is how to make a subtraction of the or differences of the two complex numbers. Here the differences of two complex numbers can also be written as z1 plus of minus z2. We can also represent it in this form also. So now take an example of the differences of the two complex numbers here. Suppose we have a z1 equal to 3 plus 5i, z2 equal to 6 plus 3i. Then z1 minus z2 equal to 3 minus 6 plus I into 5 minus 3 is equal to 3 minus 6 is minus 3, 5 minus 3 is 2. Similarly, we can also make a z2 minus z1, 6 minus 3 plus I into 3 minus 5. 6 minus 3 is a 3, 3 minus 5 is minus 2, minus 2 into plus minus 2 into I into 2. That is z2 minus z1 here. Take one more example. z1 equal to 6 plus 3i, z2 equal to 2 minus I. Then z1 minus z2 equal to 6 minus 2 minus plus I into 3 minus of this can be written as 2 plus I into minus 1, 3 minus 1, 6 minus 2 is 4, 3 minus of minus is plus 1, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus I into 4. Here z1 equal to 6 plus 3i, z2 equal to 2 minus I, where the z2 can also be written as 2 plus I into minus 1 here. So z1 minus z2 equal to 6 minus 2 plus I into 3 minus, here it is a minus sign, can be written as plus of minus. So 3 minus minus 1, minus of minus is plus, 4 plus 4i. That is how to write down the subtraction differences of the two complex numbers here. So next we are moving to the multiplication of the two complex numbers. So addition and subtraction will be like this. Now I am moving to the differences of the two complex numbers. Now I am moving to the multiplication of two complex numbers. So multiplication of two complex numbers. Suppose z1 equal to a plus ib, z2 equal to c plus id be any two complex numbers. Then multiplication of z1 and z2 or the product of z1 and z2 is defined as z1 into z2 equal to z1 into z2 equal to a into c minus b into d plus I into AD plus BC. How this formula will be came, I will explain here. Suppose Z1 equal to A plus IB, Z2 equal to C plus ID, then we have to take A plus IB into C plus ID. A into, multiply the A on both these two terms, A into C plus I into AD. IB into C, I into BC. I into B into I into D. I into I is I square, B into D. I square is nothing but a minus 1. So AC minus BD. In these two take I as a common, remaining is AD plus BC. So that is the formula of Z1 into Z2 or multiplication of two complex numbers is equal to. Take down the example. Suppose Z1 equal to 3 plus 5i, Z2 equal to 2 plus I into 6 or 6 into I. Then Z1 into Z2 equal to 3 plus 5i into 2 plus I into 6, A, B, C, D. A into C, 3 into 2 minus B into D, 5 into 6 plus I into A into D, 3 into 6 plus B into C, 5 into 2. 6 minus 30 minus 24 plus I into 28. We can also simplify it as 3 into 2 6, 3 into 6 89, 5 into 2 10i, 5 into 6 30, I into I square minus 30. So 6 minus 30 is minus 24, 10 plus 8 is 28i. We can also follow this procedure, or else directly we can use this formula to find the multiplication of the two complex numbers here. So now I am moving to the division of the two complex numbers. So division of two complex numbers. Suppose Z1 and Z2 be a any two complex numbers. Z1 and Z2 be a any two complex numbers. Z1 equal to A plus IB, Z2 equal to C plus ID. Then Z1 division of the two complex numbers, that is Z1 by Z2 can be written as Z1 into 1 by Z2. So how to take the division here? So when we make the division of Z1 and Z1 by Z2, we have to remember that where Z2 is not equal to 0. So how to take the division of two complex numbers here? Suppose Z1 by Z2 equal to, take down the same terms, A plus IB divided by C plus ID. Here to take the division of the two complex numbers, we have to make a factorization here. So what is the meaning of the factorization? What will be, how to do the procedure here? See here, according to the procedure, To take the division of these two complex numbers, we have to concentrate on the denominator. Here our denominator is c plus id. For this denominator, by seeing this denominator, we have to change only the sign of the imaginary part. Here the sign of the imaginary part is plus. Change that sign here, that is minus, and keep a id as it is. Now multiply this term on both numerator and denominator of this function. For example, suppose we have in the denominator 2 plus 3i. Multiply both numerator and denominator by 2 minus 3i. Same as it is. Suppose we have a 2 minus 2 plus 3i. Keep the minus 2 as it is. Change the sign of the imaginary part. Imaginary part is 3i that have a sign plus. Change it as minus 3i. That is how to multiply the numerator and denominator by the c minus id. Now denominator see here, c plus id into c minus id, a plus b into a minus b, that is a square minus b square. Come to the numerator, a plus ib into c plus id, a into c, ac, minus I into AD, plus I into BC, plus into minus, minus I into I square is minus 1, minus into minus, plus B into D. That becomes AC plus BD plus I into AD plus BC divided by C square plus D square. So that is how to find out the division of the two complex numbers. Here I am taking an example of the division, that is z1 equal to 6 plus 3i, z2 equal to 2 minus I. So z1 by z2 equal to 6 plus 3i divided by 2 minus I. First we have to multiply both numerator and denominator. Keep the real part as it is. Change the sign of imaginary part. 2 minus I into 2 plus I. A plus B, so a plus B into a minus B, a square minus b square, 6 into 2, 12, 6 into I, 6i, 3 into 2, 6i, 3i into I, 3i square. So 3i square is minus 1, 12 minus 3 is 9, 6i plus 6i is 12i. I square is minus 1, minus of minus plus 1, 2 square is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. That is z1 by z2 equal to 9 plus 12i divided by 5 is your complex number. So that is the division of the two complex numbers. So here we have I square equal to minus 1. So that is how to make a division of the two complex numbers here. So those are the example also on these are the addition, subtraction and multiplication and division of the two complex numbers. Here I am next taking the topic, that is the powers of I. Powers of I is nothing but we have I square equal to minus 1. If it is I cube, how to simplify? If it is I cube, write I cube as a I square into I. I square is nothing but minus 1. Minus 1 into I is minus I. Similarly, suppose it is I raised to 5. Then split it as I raised to 4 into I. Now I raised to 4 can be written as I raised to 2 whole raised to 4 into I. I raised to 2 is minus 1. Minus 1 raised to 4 is plus 1. Plus 1 into I. Similarly, I raised to 2 is minus 1. Suppose it is I raised to 4. That is I raised to 2 whole raised to 2. I raised to 2 is minus 1. Minus 1 square is plus 1. So next one is I raised to 6. If it is I raised to 6, split it as multiple of 2. Multiple of 6 as in terms of 2 as I raised to 2 whole raised to 3. We know that I raised to 2 is minus 1. Minus 1 raised to 3 is minus 1. On the same manner we move for all the terms. If it is odd, split it as even into plus 1. Suppose it is 5, split it as 4 plus 1. Suppose it as, for example, I raised to 39. Split it as 39 as a 38 plus 1. Split it as a raised to m plus n, that is I raised to 38 into I raised to 1. Now split I raised to 38 as multiple of 2. I raised to 2 whole raised to 19 into I. I raised to 2 is minus 1. Minus 1 raised to 19 into I. That is minus I. So on the same manner, if we have suppose I raised to minus 1. I raised to minus 1 can be written as 1 by I. 1 by I can be simplified. Multiply both numerator and denominator by the I. So I into I square. I square is minus 1 minus I. Similarly, I raised to minus 3. I raised to minus 3 can be written as 1 by I cube. 1 by I cube. 1 by I cube can be written as 1 by I square into I. 1 by I square is minus 1 divided by I. Again 1 by I, multiply both numerator and denominator by I. Minus I divided by I into I square. Again I square is minus 1. Minus divided by minus is plus. So on the same manner, if it is I raised to minus 4. 1 by I raised to 4. 1 by I square whole square. I square is minus 1 whole square is plus 1. So that is how to take on simplifications of the powers of the I.